Gone Girl, John Wick, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Grand Budapest Hotel. All of these films came out in 2014. So did the film we're going to talk about today, Interstellar. Now, do not get me wrong, I am a sci-fi fan. I am a Matthew McConaughey fan. I am in love with Jessica Chastain. I have said it in the past. But there is something about this, I'm going to say it now, clusterfuck, that I do not like. Now, don't get me wrong, all of the performances are fantastic. Chastain, McConaughey, Affleck, they're all alright. They're good in the movie. If anyone tells me Chastain and McConaughey are bad in this movie, I'll have a chat with them. They're not the issue. I have a lot of glaring fucking problems with this. It's gonna make me angry. It's almost like a theme at the moment of me getting annoyed at certain films, and this is on the firing line. My problem is that Christopher Nolan had
gone too
far. I just really don't understand how this movie can get an 8.6 on IMDb and gross nearly $700 million in its entire run. I cannot understand that. That baffles me. Now, before anyone starts calling me stupid, because that's happened in the last few videos and called me a damn sight worse than that, I'm gonna reiterate here. I understand, and I am a big fan of sci-fi. The J.J. Abrams Star Treks, I'm in love with them. I love all 9 of the Luke Skywalker saga, some less than others.
Kill him now.
But I like them. I'm a sci-fi fan. I mean, fuck me. Most of my videos at the beginning of this channel were about flying Norse gods who put lightning through their fingers, a dude who makes an entire suit made out of gold titanium alloy.
Metals use the gold titanium alloy from the Seraphim tactical satellite that should ensure fuselage integrity while maintaining power to weight ratio. Got it?
That's how nerdy I am. And a dude who's a scientist who, if he gets angry, goes green. So I understand and I get unrealistic expectations in films, and I enjoy them. It's something that I like, and I do like to be taken away from this world where Boris Johnson and Donald Trump are in charge. So I do enjoy being in that kind of thing, but I think Interstellar just takes it that step too far for me. And as I've just said, that is something, because fuck me, it makes more sense to me that, you know, Mark Ruffalo's a big green dude for years and years and lives on a planet with Jeff Goldblum. That's more entertaining for me. This must be an issue. I mean, honestly, I think this movie somewhat, to me, is insulting. It's almost like it just spits on your neck, kicks you in the crotch and just asks you to figure it out.
I mean, isn't that just kick you in the crotch, spit on your neck fantastic?
I mean, shock horror. Another movie in which Matt Damon needs to be saved. I mean, fuck me, if you want that little fucking 15-minute chunk of a film, but good, go and watch Ridley Scott's The Martian. Much better. Also has Jessica Chastain in it, but more of her, so that's not a problem. And Matt Damon's actually good and not an annoying little prick in The Martian, as he is in Interstellar. Whoop-de-doo. If you need someone to be saved, it's like Sean Bean. If you need someone to die, you get Sean Bean. You need someone to be saved in a film, get Matt Damon. As soon as I saw him, I was like, that's it then. That's McConaughey fucked, because he's got to save someone. And then, like, you know, in the same year, he makes a film that's so much better, and you can tell Damon wants to be in it. I mean, fuck me, if you're going to waste Matt Damon, I'm already annoyed and it's nowhere near the end yet. The one thing I would agree with critics, audiences and everyone I've ever talked about this movie with is that the visuals are stunning. When they're on the water planet and, you know, there's huge waves and there's like 2 hours there is 10 odd years in the real world. I can't remember what it is. That's all stunning, and the ideas behind these planets are cool. I do enjoy that whole time is different in each part of the universe thing. That is a nice idea. And Matthew McConaughey's performance when he sees his children growing up without him is heart-wrenching. It's amazing. The visuals are stunning in the black holes. There are things in this movie that, as I said earlier, I was loving the first hour of this movie. It was excellent. It sucked me in and I really enjoyed every minute I was watching. And then it started to happen. Towards the end of the movie, Matthew McConaughey's character Cooper decides to try and sacrifice himself. I can't remember the reason. It's been a long time because I refused to watch this film. Can't remember the reason. I'm sure you'll all tell me I'm a prick and tell me in the comments anyway. But he decides to sacrifice himself and then starts to float in this weird thing. It turns out, apparently, humans will eventually build a fifth dimension. Bullshit. 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 I honestly couldn't get away from how much this annoyed me. What kind of bullshit? You take me on this epic, I hate this fucking term, this epic journey across time and space.
Come with us now on a journey through time and space to the world of the mighty Ho.
They really do immerse you in this world, in this idea that he's missing his children's lives. And that, to me, was fantastic. You're missing their lives, but you're saving us because you're trying to find us an inhabitable planet to live on when Earth is finally gone. We're running out of resource. And then this bullshit about, no, but we'll build it later. Shit. It seems like such a cop-out to me that it just felt like, oh, we've done all this really cool, oh shit. How do we end it? Got an idea. Let's pretend that at the start, when there was all this weird stuff and this dust happening, that was actually Matthew McConaughey in a fifth dimensional bookcase, pushing a book to get his daughter's attention. That is just too much of an unreal... As I said, I'm looking at a Guardians of the Galaxy thing up there. Yeah, there's people who float around in space, and Michael Rooker's blue. I understand things can be weird, but that, to me, you've grounded this in quite a lot of realism, and there's real science behind this. They actually, you know, there's been black holes pictured after all of this that were pretty much bang on because they worked with scientists. They got this shit right. And then this whole fifth dimensional bookcase bollocks. And don't even get me started on when he meets Michael Caine at the end and he's managed to put like the world in a big spherical planet world inside a rocket, and he just watches people play baseball above his head. What the fuck's that? It's just like, it's just an insult to me that now I have to, apparently, he's managed to get an entire world inside a rocket. What the fuck is that? You were so real up until that point, and now I'm watching this bollocks because you just can't figure out how to end it. And then when he finally realises what his entire point was, you see old Jessica Chastain in bed, and then it starts to get good again because he's actually going back to the real part of the story, not this bollocks with the what was that? He was part of a bookcase that was built by the people in the fifth dimension, whatever the fuck that is, and then he builds this whole rocket for everyone to live in for the rest of time. So what was the entire point going to look for somewhere else? If you put him in a big rocket playing baseball above McConaughey's head, fuck you, that's an insult. I hate this fucking movie. I'm actually getting angry than I did with Avatar, and I hate that one too. It's just fucking laziness. Now, I haven't seen Tenet yet because the world is still going to shit over here in the UK. And I don't really know when I'm going to go and see it. But to me, this is Nolan's worst movie. I don't like it. It feels to me like they just gave him everything because you got us an Academy Award for Heath Ledger and Tom Hardy looked cool as Bane. So do whatever the hell you like. And he pissed on visuals all over me like a cum shower. And now I'm supposed to expect that I'm going to love this. No, I loved it right until the point where you gave up and you kicked me in the crotch. It's boring at the end because I'm sitting there so insulted I can't actually get through the end without getting angry. If you want to watch something better, watch The Martian because Ridley Scott actually knows what he's doing. That's another Sunday, very well used to tell you all about a film that I hate. So of course guys, not all of you are going to agree with me. A lot of people, I am of the minority that think this is a terrible film. I'm not gonna dispute the fact that it made a lot of money and a lot of people do love it, but I cannot get over certain things that, in my opinion, are a bit too much. They're a bit too otherworldly for me. I just can't get over it. Guys, what do you think of the film? Let me know in the comments down below. Am I wrong? Has Nolan made a worse movie than this? I'd love to know. I always want to learn, and I'm there in the comments to talk and ask questions anyway. But guys, please do what the silly logo is doing across my face, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Let's get out there. Good news, we're only 1.3 million behind Chris Stuckmann, so we're almost there. Once we get to him, we'll all be happy. Guys, this is your friendly neighbourhood ginger guy saying, Ginger out.